Oh, I love my job. The great legend, Juan Manuel Marquez out of Mexico, the Ramonza Gym. He just came out and he spoke about payday, payday, you want payday? I know that. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. And guess what he had to say? He don't like the fight. Yeah, you heard him. He don't like the fight. Oh, man. So, in this video, that's what I want to talk about. Now, before I get started in today's video, yesterday was my birthday, March 25th. Shout out to all the Aries. We really run this thing. I want to say and send a special thank you to everybody that reached out and made it special. I had people sending cash apps, messages, love, DMs. I didn't do any lives or anything, but I definitely felt the love. So let's continue to build right here on Boxing Ego. And I think you guys should really enjoy what is next for me on this journey. I'm coming out with some things I've always wanted to do. We'll just say that. So shout out to everybody that wished me a happy birthday. It was definitely felt. Now, Fight Hub TV has an interview with one of my favorite fighters, Juan Manuel Marquez. And I'm going to quote what he had to say. I'm going to tell you the quote. Right off rip, he says, quote, I don't like the fight. Canelo Crawford. I don't like the fight. Terence Crawford is a good fighter. I told you, Crawford, he a good little fighter. But in the sport of boxing, we have weight classes. And then the host kind of chimed in and said, yeah, there's weight divisions, weight classes. Because he initially said divisions, right? He said in the sport, we have weight classes. Terence Crawford is a good fighter, super lightweight, at welterweight, even at super welterweight. But I remember when Terence Crawford fought Israel Madrimov, and Marquez says, quote, Crawford looked slow. He looked like he had no power. Now he wants to move up 2 more divisions. I think it's a tough fight for Terence Crawford. But Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He has great defense. He has good combination punches. But I think the weight class is no good for him. And still, now this is where I really love my job, because I get to get on here and talk my talk. Your boy Ego has been saying this from the beginning. And it's so funny because people watch every single piece of content that I do, and whether they're supporters or they're haters, even the haters are really my supporters because they watch all of my work, which in turn gets me paid, which allows me to do this, right? But the haters, I want to focus on them, because the haters, they try to critique my work and say, oh, Ego, the Bud Buddies, they're like, you're hating on Terence Crawford. You just don't want to see him whoop Canelo, and all these different reasons telling me about myself and why I'm saying what I'm saying in videos. I kept putting out my message. Like always, ain't nobody gonna do nothing, right? So I stayed true to my message on my channel, put out my content. I didn't bend, fold, conform, waver. I never changed my opinion, and I stuck with what I truly believe with this fight. Now, it's up to you guys, the fans. You know, you guys can judge me how you want to judge me. Oh, Ego hating on Crawford and all this type of stuff. I don't really care about that. It's never going to change my opinion. And it would seem that me being in the game so long and doing this over 10 plus years, people would understand that. It does nothing. If anything, if this is how I work. And I told you, I just had my birthday. I'm an Aries. I'm stubborn. What can I say? My big mouth. My big mouth. I speak from the heart. I'm real. And the thing with a person like me that is stubborn and headstrong, I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. I know I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. When I believe something passionately and you offer resistance, but not in the way of enlightening me or proving me wrong or making me look dumb or expressing a better talking point, then I'm never going to switch. I'm going to have to either be proven wrong, or you're going to have to enlighten me and give me something perhaps different to think about that I hadn't previously thought about to change my mind or change my opinion. But in boxing, that never happens. I gave my criticism for Canelo versus Crawford. I'm going to keep giving criticism until the day of the fight because I feel the same way. And the great thing about it is I'm always met with resistance because I'm on the front line. When you're a soldier, you got to be like when they're storming Normandy, World War II, you on the front line. So when you're on the front line, you got to be the first to potentially get it. You know what I mean? You're the first line of defense. So I'm a believe what I believe, and whatever that comes with, it comes with. That's how I feel. But the good thing about being so headstrong is I could be first and I could say what I feel. And then oftentimes you hear the pro fighters, the other experts in the field, like Marquez, he's literally saying everything that I said, literally verbatim. So I get to make this video saying, told you so. He literally said Crawford's a great fighter. But versus Madrimov, he basically didn't look super impressive. His power looked, I literally said Terence Crawford's power looked more manageable, like meaning people at 54 can handle it. Now, one thing that looks very peculiar here too is that Crawford refuses to take a tune-up, which seems to be what you would want to do. So that is highly questionable because for me, that means you're probably just bulking up, working on your weight, and you want the Canelo bag so bad that you don't want anything to potentially get in the way. So you're just betting all on the one night. You rather just like, there is no preview, it's a shot in the dark. I'm going to try to once and done this and beat Canelo at 168, period. Because if Crawford fought top guys who have been at 168, not named Canelo, as like a tune-up, or even if he did tough fights like Virgil Ortiz at 154 or Fundora, I think Terence Crawford would not necessarily just lose those fights, but he could. But more importantly, he would look vulnerable and people would see that there's no need for him to move up to 168. So he's omitting it and just opting to not even do any type of fights. No Boots fight, no Virgil Ortiz, no Fundora, no Murtazaev at 54, no person at 60, no Carlos Adames, no whoever, Berlanga. He's not even giving that option. He's just going straight to fight. So to me, this is a poor way to build Canelo versus Crawford because it's super undeserving other than the fact that Crawford is a good fighter and he's been 2X undisputed. And if Canelo beats Skull, it'll give him an opportunity at 3X undisputed. But Turkey probably thinks this is a great idea because of belts. People don't care about that. We care about like the backstory. Does this make sense? Do we need to see this? So for me, I never really fancied this fight. It seems so forced and contrived. And now you got a legend like Marquez backing up everything that I said. Life is good.